Y'all, it's your boy DZ. You listen to DZ Curry on DisRace, coming to you live from the new Atlanta ATL, coming to you from the new Uptown Comedy Corner, new improved, they say. DisRace, where our motto has always been no hate,
no fear,
but no fear. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away.
and you know we definitely doing no running.
We do no damn running. DisRace, where our motto has always been respect everybody.
Fear nobody.
And fear no damn body. I got my main man, the right Reverend Harper, to my right.
That's right. Hey,
What's
praise
cracking,
and blessings, man. Good to see you, man.
You talked to Jamal Bryan lately?
Man, I like what Jamal's doing, man. Jamal's
like
standing
what
on.
Jamal
Yeah,
doing?
man. Yeah.
What about them yellow and pink suits? So what about that? You like that?
I mean, he can rock that though. When you got the type of money and the message he's sending, he can rock that. I can't rock it. I ain't got enough status for that. But man, I like what Jamal is doing, man. He's standing on 10 against his administration.
What do you think about the church going to weed business? What do you think about that?
Hey, now that's gonna be between him and God. But if it's he feel like he gonna use the money for kingdom building,
You know, preachers, they got like it's like they're Illuminati or something. They won't say nothing bad about each other.
oh man, you know we all
You know
all
damn well
understand
that
what
shit is ridiculous. He my boy.
I know, but still though, that's him between him and what God told him to do. That dude's leader of a huge flock.
Hell it ain't. God ain't told him to do no shit like that.
I don't think so.
Y'all kill me blaming shit on God, man.
Don't do wrong
God
in the
ain't
name of
told
right.
that. If you're gonna do it, you ought to do it and try for God not to find out about it.
But if it's weed, which is grown from the earth, and people use weed for medical
So
reasons,
cocaine. Everything come from the
no
earth.
cocaine's made.
Ain't nothing it's made from shit that come from the earth.
Yeah, but weed is
Matter is
natural.
neither created
But
nor
I'm just
destroyed.
no, it
So
transferred
on
to
that
something
premise,
else.
Everything come from the earth.
But
It
if they
transfers
made
something
some
else.
kind of weed salve that's like for cancer patients, then there could be something that could be a beautiful
It's
thing.
impossible. That's all I'm
I
saying.
heard my man Jamal say, I like people come up in the church smelling like weed. I
No,
heard him
he
say that.
did not say that. He said that.
He did
Well, that's
say
your boy, but I can't.
I
can't
heard
deny-
him say that.
Wow.
No, he said it.
Dang, Jamal, we
Yeah,
can't
he
do that
did.
one. Okay, I got to back up off of that one then.
Bullhead say he said so. You know he said it.
There wasn't no bullshit either.
Where am I going with
Bullhead
that?
don't bullshit. Bullhead say bullhead don't bullshit.
Now,
Why am I
because his
going-
cousin started going off on him a couple days ago too.
Yeah, that boy say he is a cousin. Is that really his cousin?
Gino.
Reverend Gino.
That's what he said. He said my cousin and
Reverend Gino
Is a
say
sinner.
Jamal.
Gino
say-
Jennings?
Say Jamal
Yeah.
going straight to hell.
oh, he went straight up on
Oh,
him,
man,
man.
come on, man. Man ain't going to hell.
Gino Jennings
Jamal
is
Bryan is
very,
he's
Radical.
a long chain.
I mean, Old Testament, but he understands what the New Testament's about. I rock with Gino too. I listen to all of them, but all I'm saying is what Jamal is doing.
He's not like
Wow.
any preachers.
I don't like them other dudes. Like, I don't want to say their names, but they are Caucasian persuasion. I don't like how some of their stuff. And then, you know, I think William Murphy need to kind of get on the ball. William Murphy kind of tripping too.
All right, player.
Yeah.
All right.
I go to his
That's
church.
his boy,
Go
though.
ahead.
I go to his church.
You go to whose church?
Gino.
Oh, yeah?
I go check him out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You like it?
I like what he has to
He
say.
don't be holding no punches.
Well, you know he said the women don't the man's supposed to get a woman his check. So I
That what
like
he
that
said?
part.
I mean, that's what I do, so
That
I
what
agree
you
with
do?
that too.
You give your woman your check?
Well, I don't
Good
give her
for
my
you,
check,
man.
but I give her some
Where's
money.
that in the scripture, Gino?
Yeah, I don't know if that's in the Bible.
I'll just be
Well,
honest,
that's
Gino,
what he preaching.
Gino,
That's what
where's
y'all
that in the
boy.
scripture, bro?
That's y'all boy. That's
Nah,
what he
I don't get
said.
checks.
Y'all gonna have to show me that
He
message.
said,
I
"My
get cash,
money
so
is my
I'm
money."
exempt from that.
He said, "My money is my money, and your money is my money." That's what your boy said. So
Now I wouldn't
He lied
mind
to me.
going
Thank
up
you,
in
Gino.
church smelling like weed. Now that would be
You
something
better
I would
sit
be
that
comfortable
ginger
with.
ale and make sure I don't find out. Make sure I
To
don't find out
have
who
no
had that ginger ale last
discrimination.
week.
You would like that.
Well, I do think that number one, Jesus wasn't necessarily preaching to the choir. He was going out into the streets and preaching to regular people. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to ask you a
So
very simple question. Because I'm not anti-weed or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So you go up in church smelling like weed. What do you think that does to a 9-year-old black boy that's in there?
well, I don't really go up in there smelling like weed, but I'm just saying if I smelled
You
like
just
a
said-
little
you
weed,
just
but if I
said
smelled
you
like a
would.
little weed, like you had to be
11.
all up against me to smell it,
What
then you
about-
shouldn't be
What
judging.
about the children that are in?
I smelled it on
it'd be
Deacon
different if it
Weightball.
was all-
I ain't gonna have no
if it was
little
all
kids that
grown
close
folk.
to
If
me
it was
like
all
that.
grown folk in there, whatever.
Yeah.
But if it's a child, they should know that No,
no.
I'm saying, how should a child know the difference between a cigar smoke? If you sitting in your car,
They should smell smoke at all in the house.
I'm
of the
saying,
Lord.
if you sitting in your car smoking a cigar on the way to church,
I do.
and I'm rolling
When I
with
get
the
out,
window
I
cracked,
spray myself
and I hit
down.
my blunt a couple times, you gonna smell more like smoke than I'm gonna smell.
I don't smell like cigar smoke.
And then the boy gonna say, he smell like daddy.
I spray myself down with air freshener as soon as I get out of the car.
All right, if that's what you say.
I mean, plus you know, weed has a. I mean, even little kids know what weed smell like.
Yeah, but that's when you smoking it with the windows rolled up all tight. You got to crack the window.
It should
and
not
do
be
something.
smelt at all in the house of the Lord. What is wrong with you?
I mean, what about
No,
what
I'm
about the
just saying.
alcoholic that come in there drunk as hell? He ain't supposed to come into church.
No.
Don't he need prayer
Not
more than the rest of y'all niggas in there?
Motherfuckers don't come in there. He shouldn't come in there drunk.
Man, see, that's what's wrong with the church nowadays. Anyway, I think
Come as you
a
are.
lot of
What's wrong with
no,
the
I'm just saying a lot of the Bible, the New Testament, ain't a lot of the New Testament letters to the church that be like, stop being all bitchy and judgmental,
Come as
and,
you are.
and be with the people and
Well,
do.
in that case,
That's
why you
a lot of them letters had something to do with that.
Get it out.
You know what I'm saying? It had
Get it out
something.
if I say something. Go
I mean,
ahead.
but some of them letters, I mean,
He talking in his, out his ass. That's like
Nah, but-
watching you be able to come in that naked then.
nah, why would I do that shit? Nah, I wouldn't do that
God
shit.
made you and
That's
I
everything.
wouldn't do that shit.
Dramatic.
Wouldn't nobody be able to keep their communion down if I walk up in there?
Okay, then.
It'd be crackers and grape juice all over the place. No, he can't do
I'm
that.
trying to get through my intro. man.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
That
sorry.
Weightball over there talking crazy.
Yes, smelling like weed. Deacon Weightball in the house.
I'm just saying they should be welcome in the church. They money gon' tip the same way or tithe
No,
tip same
no.
thing.
I never once said
That's
they were
not
not
true.
welcome. I'm
And
just
I'ma
saying it's
tell
not
you
advisable to be smelling like that.
If they don't come to church with the right frame of mind, then they got no damn business being in there fucking with everybody else. And to your left, right there, speaking of church
Bo P.
and the lack thereof,
Mm-hmm.
Deacon
Bo P
Bo
at church.
P.
What's happening? What's happening, man? I'm sorry I'm a little late.
That's all right, man. Better late than never.
That's right, DC. I wanted to make that grand entrance too. I want to see how y'all gonna react.
Yeah, we actually held the show up waiting on you, man.
Boy, they gave that seat up immediately. Nigga. We had technical difficulties, but they like sit your ass down immediately. As soon as you was like, I'm gonna be a little late, they like, all right, good.
We good.
And to my immediate left, ladies and gentlemen, she's a community activist. She's an actress. She's a producer.
Cheater. You said it. She was cheating last week, but go ahead.
I'm not a cheater.
Don't talk about last week now. Her mama was here.
I missed it. I saw the pictures. I'm jealous.
You missed.
Oh,
boy.
you missed. Oh, you
missed
sure
something too,
wasn't
boy.
there.
I know.
She's nice. And
I
come
know.
on, she's a pretty woman.
And her
you.
sister was here.
And her
Thank
sister
you.
was here. She pretty.
Man, I've been on the mama. She know. I've been on the mama since the movie.
You'd have had to bring 3 ginger ales last week.
And so pleasant. She was pleasant. It was really pleasant.
Yeah, I hate I missed it,
I
man.
got to give it up to the crew. Y'all were on y'all best behavior.
Thank y'all.
Bo,
Thank
boy,
you.
you surprised me, Bo. I think you only said 1 or 2 ignorant things
Yeah, I know.
in front of Sister JJ mama.
I was trying to be,
That which is an all-time record
Bo acted right yesterday last week.
for Bo.
Oh, then that mean mom
Well,
ain't
he was
just
so
about looks.
tied
Mom
up,
got a
we had the
presence.
weed doctor here last week, and he was preoccupied with that. He couldn't get real ignorant. He was trying to get all the information he could
Okay.
on that weed.
Gotcha. Okay.
Sister JJ, what's happening?
I'm here.
Oh, before I go on, let me remind y'all. This is Dr. JJ.
honorary Dr.
I am
JJ.
here. Thank you, DC.
Go ahead.
Being here.
Nah, real talk. Yeah, I saw that. Real talk, man. That real serious, man.
Wait, about hating.
I really hate.
No,
Hey.
so all I said is, what did you have to do to get your doctorate? That's
had
an
to do
honest
something
question.
do something
Nigga can't
honorable.
just come around me and be like, I got it. I'll be like,
Community
well, what did you? Either you gonna tell me what your doctorate is in, or I'll just be like, what you
Community
do?
service.
Right. So that's cool. That's
It's
cool.
humanitarian,
it was-
and I told
No,
you.
you
Yeah,
was
she
hating.
did. She
You
was
was
like
hating.
she
You was
she
hating.
had 501Cs and benefits and given to people, and probably everybody who got a doctorate gave back to the community somehow. That's what you're saying.
Different
No.
people did
No.
different things.
I know some
under
damn dummies
humanitarian.
got PhDs, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know some damn idiots.
Yeah.
there is. It don't mean you a genius in everything. It mean you really good at one thing.
Not necessarily.
That's all it mean.
You
You
got through it. And with AI now, shit, I could get a doctor. All you gotta do is know how to type
Wow.
in the right shit and let the damn computer do the work.
Yeah, man.
All
I
you
love
I
gotta
wonder what
do-
they're gonna do about school with that. I was talking to this teacher, and I said, "Well, what are you guys gonna do?" Because if I was in school, AI would be my best friend.
They saying now they trying to ban it.
Well,
And
I
it
got
was
it. Not
funny
until I
today.
draw up this business model I got working
It's
on.
funny today I saw on news where a girl got suspended because she wrote a term paper, AI, and teacher wrote her a note saying she was suspended, and the girl wrote her a note back, but it was AI too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you but you do know they kick you out.
Your
of
days are numbered to the teachers.
Because
Your
it's not
days are numbered.
plagiarism. So I mean, you put in what you want to put in, and then they tweak it for
Which
you.
brings me to this. I heard an argument on the radio the other day. I don't even remember who I was listening to. And they were discussing, is school outdated?
That is an interesting
Hell
question.
yeah.
I
It's
feel
the
as though
answer.
it's not challenging enough compared to the rest of the world. And for me, I feel as though it's not geared to, I think it's biased, especially when it comes to black men, because men, especially black men, learn differently than white men, white women.
Well,
so I feel as though
I'm going to
that's a
tell you
little
why I
different.
disagree. Even if that's the case.
It's been proven.
No, even if that's the case, when you get out in the world is like that. The world is not fair. So for me to protect my son saying that school is not fair is to deprive him of being prepared for how shitty the world really is.
Well, I'm not
so
saying
let him get in there and deal with the shit. Learn who to respect, who not to respect. Learn when to hold them. Learn when to fold them. Learn when to walk away.
Just change a few
I
subjects.
wouldn't say
It wouldn't have a
to
cheat
protect
sheet.
them. I say to get in and fight for the education
Well,
to
that-
be fair, and that means the parents have to get involved.
And if
because
they
it
didn't-
is
had not gone
scientifically
to school,
proven
they
that
can-
they learn differently. If you take a white child and give him the same test you would give a black child that's geared towards a black guy, a black young man, that white child is going to fail. That's
Oh,
been
that's a
scientific-
fact.
Exactly. So
But if
I'm
you
not
get
saying
out in the
protect him.
world, if your black child get out in the world and all he knows is ebonics, I'm telling you, it's
I'm
gonna
not
be
saying
rough.
that. I said what they
and
learn.
if black folk homeschool their children, they will not learn what it takes. I'm telling you, to operate in America, which is only 12 or 13% black. And they're going to miss some social. Some of them now, just from that 2 or 3 years missing school from COVID, are just as off the wall
Well, it's
as
not
they
just
have
bla-
no damn clue.
It's not
No
just
social
black,
skills.
Hold on, it's not just
No
black
social
kids. It's not
skills.
facts. It's not just black kids that you homeschool. That's any child that you homeschool that will miss out on social skills.
No.
So that's
no.
why they put
it's
in
more
place.
critical with blacks in America because the black population is so small, 12%. Now, if you know, it's not 88% white, but it's damn sure more than 12. Then you got some mixed people stuff, but it's more than 50% white.
But if you homeschool any child and you do not afford them the opportunity of social skills, no matter their race, they will miss out on that part. There are some.
That's what
social-
I'm saying.
But you said just black, and
No,
I was like,
I
no, it's
said
not
it
just
will
black.
affect blacks more. And I'm going to
Okay.
tell you why. I'm going to get deeper than that because historically, black folk have not had the opportunities to become, and most streetwise, but formal education, black folk have not had the opportunity to be. So it's just like I be watching
agree
these
with
kids
that.
in the NBA, the black boys. They first generation millionaires. They mom and daddy didn't have that kind of money, but for the most part. But some of the white boys, you go back Lambeer and all that, their daddy was almost a billionaire. So I'm saying, if you let the average, I don't want to say that. If you let a lot of people homeschool their children, you got to look at the shit.
Gonna be some
Half
dumb
the
children.
people need homeschooling their
Now, I
damn
agree
self.
with that. I agree with
so
that.
what do you think we
That I
missed that
agree
at?
with.
There's a gap that somehow we
Yes.
don't know how to cover. And what I mean is, back then when slavery had to teach themselves how to read and do things so the white man would know. We still had guys come about like the Benjamin Banneker's of the world. Like you kind of wonder like where did that frequency come in?
Well, you gonna have
to
one
where-
every now and then.
But you still had a lot of us innovating stuff. What's the first black female millionaire back then that did the hot comb?
Sojourner.
There are things that we were learning.
No, it was man, what the
Ma-
hooker, the
Madam
lady
C.J.
ran
Walker.
that. No, the lady ran the whole house.
Sojourner.
Madam
was
C.J.
not.
Walker.
C.J. Walker. C.J.
Oh,
Walker.
that's what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
either way it go.
Ran the whole house with the straightening.
I don't know.
With the
I
straightening
don't know
comb.
if she ran that, but there's some type of thing that I know we're sitting there saying "Nick, this can't be done, but a lot of things that we achieve with being homeschooled to learn ourselves that helped us adapt and still win in
I'm just
society.
saying that we as, if we're going to talk about we as black people need to get more involved in the school system. That's all I'm saying. Don't just leave it as, oh, well, you got to learn it the way they say learn it. No, get more involved. I know y'all gonna say something, but I was the PTA president of Blandford Elementary School.
What? Lord have mercy.
And I was instrumental in
The
bringing
hell
in
is you
a
done
different, not a different, but an additional curriculum for the children. So you get involved.
Now I'm
You
gonna
don't
tell
have-
you, you cannot forego the majority system in teaching and just learn your own. You got to learn theirs and know your own.
And I
we
agree
got
with
a
that.
teacher in the house. Just
Right,
there.
right.
I agree-
Now,
I agree
DC,
with
I
that.
can
I
say
agree
this:
with that.
if you get
I agree with
homeschooled
that.
by a dummy, you gonna still be a dummy.
I
true.
agree.
You're gonna still be a dummy.
I agree. I
Yeah.
agree. Well, you're supposed to meet the criteria to be homeschooled. I agree with what you're saying, but what I am saying is get involved in the school system so that the narrative can be on a even playing field. They also have certain school systems to where they have the children independently learning. So you can't change the narrative.
Independently learning.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
called
like-
special school.
Like
No,
when I
it's
went,
not.
when I lived in
No, it's
California,
not.
Everybody get
when I
their
lived in
own to
California, the Asian and Hispanic kids would get out of public school,
Yeah.
and they would go to a private school that taught them their culture, their language,
You know,
and
private
their
school,
history.
But I'm
after
talking
they got
about
out of public school.
versus
They're not gonna give us that luxury.
homeschooling, man. In first place, we still economically strapped, man. Black folk, who the hell gonna be able to stay home and teach their child? They got work, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Well, you're the
that
one
too.
who's talking about the homeschooling. I'm just saying that
That
you
was
have
my
to
whole
make-
question: was homeschooling versus school.
So, can I say something? Just what I will say is, I think
I know
y'all
I
giving.
know what you're gonna say before
No,
you get
no,
started.
no, no.
I know what you're gonna say before you get
You
started.
know what I'm gonna say.
The lunch is different at public school.
Right, I was wondering whether they still had the chocolate milk or not. That's what I wondered. But
right, well,
I
man.
mean, to say, first the comment is like the average nigga ain't gonna be able to raise no good child in the homeschool. But as black people, with so
Excuse
much
me?
more than that. And I'm saying
wait, what did you say?
The average nigga.
the
No, but
average
before you said it, how did you?
ain't gonna be able to homeschool a kid.
You said
Everybody.
that's what we were saying.
That's basically what you said. You didn't say it. I said it for you because I don't know. That's
need
what
you
I,
talk for me. You
Absolutely
let
not.
both talk for you. I don't need you talk
No,
for me.
but I'm saying, y'all saying- I'm just
that is
saying-
nowhere near what I was saying.
I mean, y'all saying the average parent ain't capable as the average teacher who's teaching a curriculum that don't really.
I said that.
What? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. The average parent can be equal to the average teacher. I mean, yeah,
No,
I'm not
no,
saying
you
Jose
cannot.
ain't brilliant, but I'm sure
No,
you
you
some of your
cannot.
colleagues
No,
is
you
ignorant as
cannot.
hell
I'm not
and
gonna
they
let you
biased as
sit
hell.
here and I'm not gonna let you sit here and belittle teachers as though it's not a skill and it's not. Now you got some shitty ones, just like police and anything.
It is, but if you got a woman who can be who's a house mother, a home wife, whatever you want to say, she
Listen,
live at house,
man.
she's a homemaker,
proof.
she's able
It's already
to homeschool
proof.
them kids.
It's already proof. Parents be fucking their children homework up, man. What are
And
you
they be
talking about?
helping.
How the
And they
hell
be
they gonna
helping.
teach? Yeah. How the
And
hell
they be
they?
helping. I'm just saying.
If
all
your
I'm
parent has been through college and got a master's or something, they capable of teaching your child.
You
shit.
don't necessarily have to, and you don't necessarily have a master's to. You don't necessarily have to have a master's either to homeschool your child. I'm just saying
Yeah, you ain't gotta
that
be no
parents should
genius.
get in more
You have a
involved in the
GED.
school system.
You just
That's
anti
what I'm
anybody
saying.
in come.
If we saying parents should get more involved in the school system, ain't no more involved in saying, fuck that school system. Why am I gonna send you to school so you can tell me that Columbus discovered America. You start Black history at slavery. So, nigga, you ain't never been shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. You still gonna have to teach your kid way above and beyond what's at school if you trying to grow a real Black child into a man. You gonna have to give him more anyway.
How you know that they say Columbus discovered America? How do you know that?
Because I was in school.
Okay then, nigga. You wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
Your mama didn't tell you that.
Yeah, but that's some bullshit.
Well,
though.
you wouldn't even know it was bullshit. You
But
wouldn't even know it.
It's a psychological mind fuck, man. From the beginning, it's like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but they teach them white kids that too. They teaching them the same lie too.
Yeah, but that's empowering to them. If you thinking that everything that's your white ancestry is the start of all the good shit, that makes you bold and think you somebody.
Well,
when
who discovered America?
Black people, Africans been here. They had African Egyptian maps of America long before that. They got
just didn't name it
motherfucking
and claim it.
they got hieroglyphics in California somewhere.
They didn't
Where
name it and claim it.
Where the Indians come from?
They Black too. Some
So
of
you
them,
see
came across that Russian
You
shit.
see, the blacks and Indians didn't think
They
the name
native.
and claim it.
They
They didn't
native.
think the
What?
name and
I
claim
know
it.
they was here.
They didn't think the name and claim
I
it.
know
They
they
just
was
thought the
here.
world.
But Christopher Columbus
bottom for
discovered
everybody.
America
Yeah.
for them because they wasn't here.
Right.
They didn't even know it existed. He was
But-
out sailing. He was drunk and lost.
But that's not true.
And he discovered it for himself.
But that's not true.
And that's why he called them Indians because
That's not true.
Dumbass was an Indian.
They had the same information.
Listen.
They had all of them ancient maps back then. They had that shit. Columbus was saying some shit that was against all the normal maps.
We're sticking.
How
And
do
that's
you
why
know-
he ended up
From where
thinking
did
he
you-
was in India and he was really in North America because he was going against the
From
real.
where did
He
you
was in
get
the
that
Caribbean.
information?
America's Vespuccia stole it.
I'm saying,
Facebook history.
Why are y'all acting like school is only one subject though? It's kind of asinine. Like I understand, Weightball, you're right when you're talking stuff like history, but to deny the fact that we didn't need school for things like science and
That's
1
crazy.
+ 1 and knowing your economics, man. I mean,
but I'm saying
let's understand
a
that now.
parent who is economic savvy is just as capable of teaching math.
How
You talking about
many
1
of
+
those-
1. You
how
learned that
many
from
of
your
those
parent
are-
anyway.
No, I'm talking about 1 + 1. That's element. But let's get on to some more sophisticated shit. If yo, I don't want to get personal. You got PhD. Do your parents have PhD?
They both had masters.
Do your parents have PhDs?
No.
Could they then have schooled you into getting a PhD?
That's not that we talking about homeschooling can only
You
go to
should
like
say
high school.
yes.
But no, but homeschooling can only go first off, you got your PhD a little different than I did, so you can't really tell me what the hell I had to do to get mine.
Yeah,
and you can't tell me
got
my
a head start.
mama couldn't have taught me what I learned from my PhD. I'm just no, but
got
you're
a
not
head
helping.
start.
A set of skills to,
But she can't teach me what to-
But since you want to be a
It
hater,
go to high
you
school.
right,
We
your
talking about
mama couldn't help you.
homeschooling to high school. Let's just
Since
keep
you wanna be
real.
a hater.
We talking homeschooling to high
'Cause
school.
I
We're
ain't
not
had to
talking
get a
about
whole
an advanced
$100,000
degree. You
bill.
can't get a whole advanced degree at home. You
y'all
gotta
take
go
a breath.
outside. the
Y'all
home
take
to
a
get
breath. We'll be right
Yeah.
back.